my friend. Hello. I wanted to come on here and talk to you. Kind of like I talk to myself. I guess I just want to reflect on what feels good. My heart just opened a little bit. And I feel like talking to you about yoga and what it really is and how it makes your life better and how it heals you from the inside by exposing you to the truth and taking you away from all the cognitions of pain and suffering and transforming it into something conscious, whatever you want it to be. It gives you that consciousness in your own mind and your own heart and feeling. You know, that's what I mean when I say heart, is the feeling thought, the deeper intuition feeling thought. So it gives you consciousness so that you can be the master. To do that, in my story, you know, and I can talk to you like you're me, because I really feel like we're all the same. Why do I say that? Because I'm just feeling like we all feel the same things. It's just we have different stories. We're all humans. We all feel in our heart all the same emotions. It's just to a stronger or lesser degree, and we hold on to more or less of these experiences. So everyone knows all the same emotions. We're all the same. Life is all just conscious experience, and we all are just going through life experiencing emotions and consciousness, and so we all have this shared experience. It's just different stories, and you know, I feel like that's how we connect, is through our experiences and our stories. But anyways, guys, 5 years ago is when I started doing yoga, and 5 years ago I was in a very dark place, alone, very lonely every day. Cognitions of existential futility. They call it nihilism, where you feel like life has no purpose. Because I used to be a theist, and I became an atheist, and even before that, I had a breakup with my girlfriend of 6 years, Natasha, and everything changed. Everything changed when I went from theist to atheist, and my heart was in a completely different place. It's a long story, but basically I was a very devout Christian, and I committed my life to spreading what I felt was most valuable to me, which was getting people into heaven. And so I would, for a whole year, this is the story of how I became an atheist, I guess. For a whole year, I would go around, and I really believed that the way that I could prove to people that God is real is by doing a miracle of love for them, because I thought God is love, and He wants to change your life and intervene right now and prove to you that He exists. He's not just about talk. So for a whole year, you know, I had this doctrine that I could go around and heal people. And I tried it out for a year, and I didn't get any results. And that led me to questioning, you know, what's really going on here? Every religion has a book. Why do I think mine is right? I questioned my entire worldview, my entire framework of reality, my entire future I questioned. I wanted to be a missionary and go around, and my entire mind was formed by this belief in this doctrine, and I questioned everything, and I had nothing. All I had was confusion and aloneness, because once I questioned my religion, then I questioned my values, my ethics, fell into lust and porn, and that led to me and my girlfriend's breakup. And after that led to my lower and lower self-esteem, because she was such a healthy influence on me, and we had such a healthy routine, really. And my mind just kept on degenerating more and more and more into futility, confusion, feeling like there's no purpose for me to do anything, really. I was so confused. It was ridiculous how confused I was. And, the mind was just generating all kinds of thoughts of pain, low self-esteem, low love. I look at people and just think they're atoms. Of course, if you think everything is just innate, worthless, those thoughts are very disempowering. Those are the kind of thoughts I was having. And, everyone's going through a different realm of belief and having different thoughts governed by that worldview. But, you can actually transcend and make vertical progress in terms of what paradigm is controlling your thoughts, because everything comes down to your beliefs, worldview, and paradigm that generates all your thoughts. And so upgrading your perception of reality is what can change your framework, your paradigm, so I was going from paradigm to paradigm, but I was really stuck in this atheistic, nihilistic depression. And I lost my values, so I was just going after the really basic stuff that makes sense to the carnal, physical lizard brain, survival stuff, sex, money, security, and social status, all of the ego's playground, right? And man, that wasn't motivating. I couldn't feel motivated. I wasn't very good at doing any of those things, which is probably why I question all of it at the end of the day as well. And all I knew was that every day I felt sad. I would beat myself up in my mind about so many things. I just felt so insignificant, and I felt so unable to do things. But you know what changed that? Yoga isn't just the techniques. Yoga is everything about mental evolution, okay? So don't think about yoga like it's only the postures that you do, or it's only where you close your mind and meditate. No, yoga is the evolution of the mind. So literally, yes, people are doing yoga without even knowing it, because yoga is the science of the mind. Yoga is the science of evolution of life, okay? So you have to realize yoga encompasses every single different thing a human being can do to make progress in their body and mind. They understand it. It's the science of life itself. So yoga isn't just about flexibility. Yoga is much deeper. It's possibly the deepest concept a human being can ever study, because it's so expansive and deep in all of its applications. So, I guess long story short, I turned everything around. I was able to turn everything around. And it's a miracle. It really is. It's a miracle that somebody can go from being that sad to overcoming so many of those hang-ups. And it was a step-by-step thing. And it's still a step-by-step thing. Of course, I'm still rooting out things in my mind and subconscious that cause suffering and pain. And there's probably more than I'm even conscious of. But so much has gone, and I feel like I have such a more accurate perception of things, and it works. And so, yeah, I guess this is just a stream of consciousness thought video. I really want people to understand more of what yoga is. So, You know, my story all started with finding inspirational voices on YouTube. Like, I found Sadhguru and started listening to him, and even just listening to this man's perception made me happier about my life. I got addicted to watching videos about him. And you know, it was other people too. It was anybody who saw things clearly. Because another thing that yoga is going from confusion and mental, you know, everything's about the mind in yoga, so remember that. Yoga is all about the mind. So going from all of these wrong beliefs and deep ingrained patterns of feeling bad, you can unlock it and you can change it if you understand it. And so yoga is the science of changing your subconscious mind, your conscious mind, by changing the internal chemistry, the internal energy, the internal feeling that you have, rewiring the circuitry of your brain and your body. It's about enhancing your perception so that you can really cognize the structure of reality and what's happening. Understand more about who you are, what your mind is, what your body is, how to manage these things. And you can go from, you can create yourself however you want, is what I'm really getting at. It's so fascinating. And there's a lot of sham yoga going on out there. I mean, I'm not talking about going to a yoga studio in America wearing Lululemon and doing everything that the teacher says. This is not real yoga because it's not following the science. It's a marketed exercise class in America that uses different stretches that are in the science of yoga, but it's not using it correctly. It's not using it scientifically. It's kind of like yoga is sign language, but the American version of a yoga class is just literally just doing this and thinking that you're doing sign language. No, you're not. You're just exercising your hand. That's not sign language. Yoga is a systemic, organized system that has to be implemented with understanding, like you're engineering something. It's not just do random poses and no, because every single thing that you do has a specific impact on your system. So yoga understands what impact every single action does, and then they orchestrate it so that they're giving you what you need. Okay, we're at a gate, so let me talk to this guy. We're gonna go to my client. Hey, good afternoon. I'm going to Susan Kenoff, please. I am Jonathan, her massage therapist. Thank you very much. So, I'd say there's no mental process that you can't reprogram and overcome with the right application of your will and the human system. You know, yoga is just one way of explaining it, but many people who are even just talking about truth, or just talking about, you know, how to understand your mind and all these different techniques. You know what that's called in yoga? It's called Jnana yoga. Because everything in life is trying to seek completion, unity, wholeness, right? And you can do that in different ways. You can do it through knowledge. That's what they call Jnana yoga. Is you're reaching for the ultimate in unity and understanding and the truth through knowledge and understanding. So just realize my heart really just wants to convey this point. A lot of people are dealing with so much garbage. But even if you're only dealing with a little bit of internal garbage, loneliness, a little bit of loneliness, a little bit of dependence, a little bit of neediness, a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of anger, or even if we feel really stable, and we're happy, that itself could be a problem if you don't feel like reaching higher, if you don't feel like exploring once again, if you just feel so self-satisfied that you think you've tapped all that life has, that's a problem. Well, I mean, I guess it's not a problem. But you could experience more. You could there's more. There's a lot more. And I think every human intuition knows this, that what limit does the human spirit have in terms of what you can experience and what you can become? I mean, just look at all the amazing things that people have done and all the amazing examples of people in every arena of life. And we can become that. We can do whatever we want. We can create our own reality. Wisdom is a very powerful thing. So is true knowledge, and so is the human heart, and so is harnessing all of these powers and faculties that we have only as humans to expand, explore, and unravel life. The feeling of escaping sorrow and becoming different and transforming. Everyone's doing it as it is. It's just an unconscious process. You're constantly changing. The question is, are you getting happier, or are you getting more entangled and put into bondage? Or are you on a constant process of evolution? And if your life is getting more profound, intense, and interesting, I think that's a good sign that you're in yoga. The true process of yoga. I want to keep talking, but I'm at my client's house, and we'll talk again later. Monk empty.